Hello, everyone. Ryan Sherr here from PCDJ Digital One Audio. Sorry I had to be there digitally today. Had some other obligations I had to take care of. But I'd like to thank everyone for attending. I'd like to thank Digitax for putting together the summit, the meeting of the karaoke minds, and most importantly, putting together Karaoke Cloud Pro. The first commercial karaoke platform, karaoke subscription platform for professional KJs, entertainers, bars, nightclubs, and so on. It's very exciting. I think this was the most logical move for the karaoke space. Subscriptions for audio have been pretty prevalent these days. In fact, there are some DJ software platforms on the market that have incorporated various subscriptions, but we are really excited and really thankful that we get to be one of the first to introduce a pro subscription like the Karaoke Cloud Pro in our flagship software, PCDJ Karaoke. So this brief video is just going to explain a little bit about the service itself and how we've integrated it with our PCDJ Karaoke software. We really feel it's a game changer. I know that term's thrown around a lot, but it really is. And hopefully I can explain why we feel that it's such a great thing coming at the perfect time. I will also be attending via Skype. So at the end of this brief introduction here, if there are any questions, I should be there digitally to answer them for you. So let's get started. Little introduction on PCDJ. We've been around since 1999. We develop software products for professional entertainers, DJs, karaoke hosts. We even offer some products such as Trivia Party, which is for, well, just that, trivia, for entertainment, of course. We were established in 1999. We had the first commercially sold dual MP3 DJ software on the planet, the Digital 1200 SL. One of our founding members is Mr. Joseph Vangieri. Hi, Joe. We currently have over 80,000 users of our products globally. Some of that's DJ software, some of that's karaoke software. Of course, those are paying users of our products. We probably have quite a bit more that haven't paid. PCDJ, we introduced our first karaoke software around 2002. It was called KJVRM. It was actually kind of an afterthought for us. It was developed exclusively as a plugin at the time for our VRM software. So it was simply an add-on for the DJ side. Well, it quickly became one of our most popular products. At the time, I kind of oversaw development of the VRM line. And it was a very pleasant surprise to all of us how well received the product was. Fast forward 13 years to today, well, I guess that would be 11 years from 2002. But our PCDJ Karaoke software, our current flagship standalone karaoke software, is become one of our top-selling products of all time in a very short amount of time. Last 3 years, we've sold about 20,000 copies of the software. And we sell more and more, it seems like, on a weekly basis. About 20,000 active users, and it's really become a cornerstone of our business. And it's one of the reasons why we're so excited about the cloud, is because this just adds so much value to the product and so much value to the end user that we just feel our product line, or the karaoke side, is just going to explode. A little bit about myself. I've been with the company since 1999. Joe actually hired me. Thanks, Joe. I've been doing a little bit of everything ever since. I started with lead generation, moved on to sales, did international sales and distribution. As I said before, did some product development, oversaw the VRM line, business development, just a jack of all trades, really. I'm currently the GM and really oversee all operations. But I will say the thing that gets me excited the most is the product development side. So, I'm really fired up about the cloud. So, why do pirates pirate? You know, I get to talk and I kind of pride myself on keeping my ear to the ground, but I would say the biggest reason, at least in my personal opinion, because it's easy. It's cheap, well, at least until you get caught, but it's very easy to do. Okay, so they share their content. It's a heck of a lot easier than saying to go buy a CDG disc in a store, taking that disc home, picking which tracks you want, converting those to a digital file, one for one, to be legit, and tagging the file, labeling the file, and getting it into the software. It's all very time consuming, and it turns a lot of people off. In fact, there are a lot of guys that we talk to on a regular basis here, and my sales guys do, that haven't gone digital yet, mainly because of that. It's so time consuming getting their content on their machine. And there's always the questions of they're doing things legally, if they've bought that CD or was it a hand-me-down, and so on. So because it's easy, that's why pirates pirate. So why is the cloud exciting? Because it makes it really easy to be legitimate. It makes it easy to go legal. Okay, I know we're talking price points right now. I think for the Karaoke Cloud Pro, I think $99 a month. Is where we're at, and I believe it's if they buy a year's subscription. If they're on a month-to-month, it's going to be about $199. I think that's all subject to change, but when you put that in perspective versus what a typical KJ invests in with their music on a monthly basis, it's really inexpensive, and it's legal. So a typical CDG, 15 to 20 bucks, CDG disc. And a lot of times you buy a CD looking for 4 or 5 songs on that disc, but you end up with 12, and a lot of them are duplicates. So this is not only easy to be legitimate, but it's really cost effective for the end user. So let me jump in real quick and show you how we've integrated with our software. This next slide, it's going to show you with the landing page. This is how the user would get started with the subscription. Okay, we're going to present it in a few different ways. When somebody downloads a demo of our karaoke software, they will initially get an email that helps them, shows them some tutorials with the software, but we'll also explain the cloud. Not only that, but if they download a demo immediately on the startup page, they get a little dialog box that allows them to start the trial. Well, they'll have the option there to start trial with subscription, so they can either choose to go with just a software demo or a demo with the cloud integrated. At that time, though, to start that trial, we will also force them to, or ask them to, fill out their information through a landing page, including creating a username and password, and we'll also collect their credit card. So if they don't cancel within that by that 14th day, we will bill them for the cloud, the initial first month, or for the 12 months, depending on what option they chose, which will be an option provided to them to either go month to month or the 12 months. And then they will get a username and password that they'll then log in with. So this screen, name, email, all the usual items, they would have to fit out all their credentials. They will also choose a username and password at this time that they will use to log into the service through our software. So they also agree to terms, the legal terms of the commercial license for this product. We may also ask them to digitally sign, so we get their signature on this, so they know and they've read those terms and know it's for commercial use. So that's it. They fill that information out. They choose their username and password. Now what do they do with it? Okay, so let's show you PCDJ Karaoke. So here we are. This is PCDJ Karaoke. This is our flagship karaoke software. Let me move this up just a little bit. I don't think you could see my whole screen. So this is PCDJ Karaoke. What you're looking at, a brief explanation. Up here is your player section with all your usual controls, play, cue, load. You can adjust key here as well, which are all semitone steps. You can choose how large a step they change key in your options menu. So you can take full steps, 2 steps, half steps, quarter steps, whatever you see fit. And that's all manual on the fly there. You also have graphic offset. So if your graphics are not lining up with the audio well, you can tweak it right here on the fly. Of course, that should only be a problem with purchased or converted files, if they're bad rips and so on. If it's something from Karaoke Cloud Pro subscription, will not have that problem. So volume control, all the other usual items. So here's your library section down. It's separated into 4 different sections. Over here on the left, we have your cases, which are essentially your groups, where you would create a case and do that really simply. Just click add case, type in the case name, and hit OK. So that would leave you with a case over here. Then you can add songs to that case. Click Add Songs. We can scan in an entire folder, add single tracks manually, or even import M3U playlists. So right here, let's see this. There's an empty list. One thing to explain here in the library real quick is how things are labeled. So you have your artist, title, genre. In this field, I have the text set fairly large, so you don't see everything that's in this field here, just so that it was easier for you to see in the audience. But all these files are tagged with a certain item in this field. And right here, you'll see that we use KCP. KCP represents a track from the Karaoke Cloud Pro. So a user can instantly identify if it's a track he owns, if he's already tethered it, or if it's from the Cloud Pro service. So this is your middle window. It's your regular track library. Here on the far right in the top is your singer rotation list. So you can drag songs into this list, type in a singer's name, and you could subsequently move songs up and down in the list how you see fit. And of course, it will show that information on the other screen. And, other screen, by other screen, I mean that's, you have a screen for your audience where they'll just view the lyrics and sing along, and you'll be able to work within our software on your screen. So they won't see that, they see only the lyrics. And you have a little Screen 2 button up here that you enable, which will give you a little floating box. You can then drag that box over to the other monitor, double click, it'll jump to full screen, and there you have it. So down here is where you get your search results, okay? And I'll show you in a second after we log into the cloud how this shows your various results with your different tags and so on. So under your options menu, you got your username and password. We'll go to options. You'll see down here at the bottom of our options menu, we have a Karaoke Cloud Pro subscription. Click on this, you get a dialog pop-up box. Let's log out so I can show you how this all works. So you get here, you have a few options, right? You have your username and password field, so you put in the username and password you selected, which is directly tied to your subscription billing cycle, and then you'd log in. So as you see, it'll log in. A couple things to explain on this screen. If they're a karaoke demo user of our software and they just downloaded a demo and they enter the screen, they can get to the sign up page from here. So they can click sign up web page. We'll take them to the same landing page I showed you earlier. They'll sign up, get their username and password, return to the screen, and punch them in. Once it's enabled, you'll see your registered computer section. And what's pretty cool, what we've done with the subscription is we allow the end user, because with every PCDJ Karaoke software purchase, you get 3 installations. That's 3 activations for 3 separate computers. So we're going to allow them to use the subscription on up to 3 different computers. The only difference is you can only use it on one computer at a time. So once they're logged in, if anybody else is logged in, it will subsequently log them out. But you can see here, I've got 2 different computers we've set up. Right now I'm registered and logged in on my PCDJ Ryan account. And then you also have a conference room account here below. So you can also deregister any machine at any time if you wish as well. So if I've decommissioned a certain computer, bought a new machine, I can remove one of my accounts and register a whole new computer. Down here under your options section, by default, we have auto update case enabled. And what that means is as soon as you log in, it will look at the Karaoke Cloud and see if there's any new content available to them. If it's available, we'll just pull it down. It will show up. It'll be readily available in your Karaoke Cloud Pro case. You can also manually update the case at any time. Just simply click this button. It's going to search the cloud and update things. You don't need to use this if you have auto update case enabled, however. You can also have it auto log in, which is convenient. You do not have to see this screen again if you're already a paying subscriber. Simply have auto login selected, and as soon as you open the software, it will log you straight in. So now to the fun stuff. Click OK. So here we go, Karaoke Cloud Pro. Let's click off of it so you can see how fast this loads. Bang, I click on the Karaoke Cloud Pro, and there you have it. It just loaded with the current API. There's about 20,000 songs available. These are all the Chartbuster content, all the Digitax content available up there right now. As more providers are added in, obviously there'll be more songs readily available. So again, as you see, you have your KCP songs, and they're written in red. Okay, KCP represents files from the Karaoke Cloud Pro. You'll also see a blue K, and what's different is, and I'll show you how we got a blue K. You simply highlight a song, and you must retrieve the tracks. And by retrieve, what we're doing is we're actually downloading the file, we're encrypting the file, we're wrapping the file, we're protecting the file in a very secure manner. So the end user, or anyone for that matter, will have no way to actually extract those files from the computer. They're tethered, they're safe, they're all tied to the subscription. So at this time, if I want to play a certain track, if I try to play it initially, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a dialog pop-up box, file loading error, the selected track must be retrieved before it can be played. So obviously for KJs, it's really important that they have offline support. It won't work if you're just you have to be connected to the internet all the time. There's going to be venues and locations they're going to be at that simply won't have an internet connection. So what you have to do here is we have to retrieve these tracks. I click on a track. Let's click on Ain't Nobody's Business. We right click on this file and we retrieve tracks. Now what you're going to see down here instantaneously, hold on, let's see if I can grab this down a little bit, is it's going to say buffering. Now that was really quick. I don't even have that great of an internet connection here at this time, but it retrieved the file. It's now being stored in a very secure location on my machine and protected. So as you can see, it also changes the title of the song, not the title, but the identifier of the track. Now it's a blue K. So that means I've tethered that file. Now obviously if they had to do one at a time, it'd be pretty tedious. So we do give them the option to select multiple files. You can hold down Control on your keyboard, select all these files, right click, retrieve tracks. So we'll retrieve all those tracks. Now if you're just working on the fly and maybe you do have an internet connection, another way to retrieve a track quickly is just highlight the track, drag it over to your singer's rotation list, pick a singer, Joe. And it'll be here with a K, but as you see down here, it's already buffering it. And if we give it a couple more seconds, once it's done, completed, instantly turns to a blue K. So now this file, we'll move it to the top of our singers list, is ready to play. Okay, so all I need to do to play it, the most important part, of course, is click Load Next Singer. One thing I should show you real quick before I do that is if you right click on the song in your singers list, you can key up or down the song, pre-adjust key, as well as a few other things in your rotation list here. So that's pretty convenient. You can, if you got a guy that always sings at a certain key, you can pre-adjust the key in the singers list. So now we highlight the song, it's instantly going to load and start playing the track. And you fast forward. All controls work exactly like the file is your own. It's on your hard drive, so everything is going to act in the exact same manner. So that's really simple to get going. So again, it's all about ease of use, and I think we've really nailed it. And I think it's so convenient for the end user. There's no fuss, no muss. Everything's tagged properly. Everything's auto-updated. They don't have to worry about adding new content or buying new tracks because it's just going to be there. I guess a good slogan would be Karaoke Cloud Pro. It's in there because it is. So that's how that works. Of course, search is also a must for karaoke jocks. And I'll quickly show you if I'm searching for a specific song. I'll type in Randy. It's going to show you your search results down here. As you can see, it's going to show you results from your hard drive. Clearly, I don't have any files that I personally have on my hard drive with Randy, but these are all files that came from the cloud. So you can see the KCP. So as usual, right here, I can drag to my singers list, I can retrieve the track and play it. So it's really simple, and that's the idea of how this is all integrated. And the keys, as I suggested before, is that you can go offline, you can go to a venue, you can use these as long as you connect when the end of that subscription is up. You're going to be able to play those files. So, and you'll be able to tell, again, on that screen, it's going to tell you, hey, you have this many days left to connect. So if you connect at the end of those 30 days, just log in once, they'll know you're still active and ready to go. If you do not pay or do not log in, you'll have a grace period of, I believe right now it's 3 days. And after those 3 days, those tethered files will no longer play. It will actually, the software will actually delete them, in fact, on the next time you start it off. So any of those files that have been tethered, gone. And that's really the gist of it. I have been fortunate enough to run the idea of the Karaoke Cloud Pro by a few of our long-time PCDJ Karaoke customers. And they absolutely love the idea and cannot wait for it, many of whom have been calling me on a weekly basis, finding out when they can test or when they can launch. So I think we really have a home run on our hands here. So listen, thank you for the time, and hope to talk to many of you soon. And fire away if you have any questions. Again, thanks Digitax, and thank you, Joe.